Good evening, Fiends. Are you ready? Let's get spooky.
Welcome back to another episode of
Let's Get Spooky.
I'm Vamp.
And I'm AJ.
And today we are talking Scream. It is the 30th anniversary of the original Scream this year, which is crazy.
It makes you feel old.
Crazy. We're young spring chickens.
Yeah.
So we are young.
I wasn't even born when it came out.
Me too. She's like, yeah, right. We did something really fun recently, which we got to see the original on the big screen, which you had seen before.
Yeah.
But I would expect that because you're a Scream fanatic. So you obviously didn't see it when it came out because you weren't
I wasn't
born
even
yet.
born yet. I wasn't even a thought in my mom's mind.
When did you see it?
In 1996. I was trying to think about this because Scream is my favorite franchise. The first Scream is my favorite movie. So I really love Scream. I can't remember the first time I saw it. I don't have like one of those cool stories where it's like,
And then
this is when I saw it, and it changed my life, and it changed the way I looked at movies, and it changed.
You just already loved it, and then it was
It's
playing
just
in the
like
movies
all
and
of a
you went.
sudden.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I imagine it would have been like some sort of anniversary year.
I could see
like,
that.
Most movies don't just get played again in the movie theater like out of nowhere. It's usually for something.
Matt and I go to a lot of theaters.
Yeah.
Like the older theaters that play like I just watched Night of the Roxbury on the big screen.
Funny, yeah.
And Chris Kattan was there, and it was
how fun.
amazing. It was so fun. Sorry to derail, but I just
Yeah.
want to give my flowers to Chris Kattan because he's great.
Hilarious.
But yeah, like I think living in San Francisco.
Were you a kid though, or were you like? Do you remember
when I saw it
how,
in the theater?
Yeah, when you saw it in the theater, you don't remember?
Like, I have one of those really bad memories where like people are like, I remember when I was a toddler and I did this, and this. I can't remember any of that stuff. So like
topic, we don't remember shit.
The only movies I remember seeing in the theaters when I was younger is Good Burger.
So random.
Dude, that movie raised me. I was
movie.
Literally raised by Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel are pretty awesome.
And it's funny because Matt hadn't really, I don't remember if he hadn't seen it or he hadn't seen it in a long time, but I made him watch it and we were watching it and I'm like, man, there's so many jokes where it's like dark humor and then a mix of like other like weird stuff where I'm like, oh,
I get it.
This is why I am the way I am today.
Like
had
no idea what was happening. But you've seen it multiple times.
I've seen it multiple times in theaters, but that's mostly like I'm mostly thinking about the later in times life, where like living in San Francisco, where we were like near an Alamo Draft House and the Castro Theater when it played movies, and they would play older movies. I feel like they would do a Scream marathon or something like that. And then now today there's so many theaters. Los Feliz 3, the Gardena. I'm not going to name all of them because I can't. I'm blanking right now. But there's a Draft House in LA. Yeah. There's just so many great movie theaters in the LA area that play like older movies.
And I think now what's cool is like you can just rent out, which you didn't. I mean, maybe you used to be able to do in the past. I just never thought about it. But you can rent out a theater and basically play whatever movie you want, which is pretty incredible. So
that'd be fun.
Yeah, we should do that. We can do a Scream marathon for you.
Yeah.
So that was my first time seeing it on the big screen, and it was just seeing a movie in a theater is such a different experience. Like, we have a pretty decent sized TV at home, and we have a really good sound system, and it looks great, and it's beautiful, and you're comfy on your couch with the cats and the blankets, but there's just something about being in a movie theater, the sound, and when you're with a good audience, which we were with a pretty good audience that night because everyone's a super Scream fan. So it was a pretty memorable experience. And there was a Q&A, which was really cool. So it was Neve Campbell, Kevin Williamson, and Isabel May, who's in the new one. So that was also like an added little treat at the beginning for us.
Yeah, being in the same room as Neve was like...
I know, and she doesn't do stuff like that too often, right?
I feel like just recently she started doing like a con every now and then, but before that, like I think she was kind of like under the radar.
Yeah.
And she looks the exact same.
She does look exact same.
I'm like, she walked in and you're just like,
tell us your secrets.
Could have shot like the original like the other day.
Right.
Like what the heck is
pretty
going
incredible.
on?
And she had so many funny and really cool, all of their stories were really, really cool to hear. So we have a lot to talk about.
Oh my gosh.
So much to talk about.
Soon to be seven whole movies. But yeah, 6 movies. Original Scream, 1996. It's a banger. Like you can't go wrong.
It holds up. It's one of those movies that you can watch over and over and over again. And it's just good. It's nostalgia, I know, for us, but I feel like the younger generation, because in that theater, there were a lot of younger kids that had obviously never seen it on the big screen and maybe had never seen it before.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's people there that maybe hadn't seen it.
Right. And it was, I mean, it's a banger. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, Neve
Scream
Campbell.
2. Oh, I guess, yeah. Let's go through the cast.
Yes. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, amazing. She doesn't get her amazing bangs until a little bit later. But
you gotta wait for the bangs.
Gotta wait for the bangs. She has some great hair in this one,
too. Is
too.
there a story behind the bangs?
I don't think I've heard any. I wonder if it was like, this is what's cool right now.
It was not cool, though. I don't think it was ever cool.
Early 2000s?
No.
It came out in 2000.
Yeah, it did, but I'm saying that hairstyle.
Didn't Gwen Stefani also have like little baby bangs at one point?
Yeah, but the Courtney Cox bangs, I remember we hadn't watched it in a while, and so we're doing like, the marathon.
Yeah.
And she comes out, and Cameron was like, what the fuck? And I swear, there's one scene, it's like where she's in front of the college, and she's doing the little talk, and she's in the red suit, and it's like, there's a shot where it gets close and they're like a little wonky. And then there's another shot and I'm like, wait,
they look like someone point cut. It looked like someone point cut them.
Yes. And then you can tell someone was like, oh shit, we need to do that again. Cause then they fluffed them and like fixed them. But there's a moment where it's like, I froze it and I was like, is it a wig? Like, did she?
No, I feel like they didn't.
I don't know.
Really do that as much back then. Like, I feel like now today, like if someone's on screen, 95%, even if it's like exactly like their hair, they'll still do a wig because it's easier to maintain.
Yeah.
You don't have to like think about continuity of like how the hair is supposed to look. You don't have to style it the same exact way every single day they shoot. You just pop on a wig and it's done and ready to go.
Yeah. But the Gale Weathers bangs
they're iconic.
They're iconic, but they're not good.
But they're iconic.
Iconic, I guess, doesn't always have to be good. It was very bad.
Those bangs made waves.
Those bangs made a lot of other people get the bad bangs.
Probably. Honestly, I might go home.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
And then point cut. Next time you see me, they'll be like...
They'll be up and then everyone will be afraid to talk to you because they'll be like, oh man, what happened to AJ?
Someone watched Scream recently.
Derailment. But if there is a story behind the bangs that anybody knows, I want to
I need to know
what it is.
Courtney Cox, let us know.
Tell us what happened.
David Arquette.
We love David Arquette.
Love him. My dog is named Deputy Dewey. Just as lovable. Skeet Ulrich. Babe. Matthew Lillard. An absolute goat. Rose McGowan, who's amazing in this. Jamie Kennedy.
I love Jamie Kennedy.
Drew Barrymore. And Henry
Winkler.
Love Henry
Winkler. We also did another fun thing. We're going to get all the fun things we did out. Matthew Lillard teamed up with Macabre Spirits, who teamed up with Funko, who did an event at Funko Hollywood to launch Ghostface Vodka.
A licensed Ghostface vodka, which is super cool because it's not the easiest thing to get that Fun World license. But yeah, it was really fun. I don't even drink, and I went, and I had the best time of my life.
We had fun. We got to make a little like Funko. We got to pop yourself, make little Funko Pops of ourselves. And then I know that there was a set that came out, and it was the vodka with the 2 Ghostface glasses, and I think that sold out. But the Ghostface vodka is going to be available in stores. I think it's Total Wine and More. And maybe somewhere, and then online, I believe.
I think Matthew Lillard was saying it's starting at like a small amount of stores, but I think by the end of the year or next year, it's going to be in like every total line.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see horror licensed or horror themed items in like the regular grocery store. I know it's like an alcoholic beverage store.
Yeah.
But to see those on the shelf. So and you were like, I don't even drink, but I just
want the bottle,
the empty bottle.
because I have like I said, Scream is my favorite.
Your memorabilia.
So in my VHS area, I have a shelf just dedicated to Scream, because since Scream is my favorite, I collect like every version that's released. So like I'll have, the first release, if it came in a widescreen. Scream 1 I have. My Scream 2, that one is a Canadian release.
Where's the one in Espanol?
That's the Scream right next to it.
Oh, okay, this is Grita antes de morir, Scream. And this is just Mexico, or?
I think it says it has Spanish subtitles.
Yeah,
subtitles in
Espanol.
But yeah, like I try to collect like all the different versions. So that means I literally have just like stacks on stacks on stacks of different versions of the movies. They didn't make a Scream 4, so I had to buy a fan-made one. And then obviously they didn't make 5, but I made my own version on 5. And then also a fan made I don't know who made it, but a Stab VHS. So the Scream that is in Scream called Stab, someone made like a VHS tape as if it was released.
Which is so crazy from the studio's perspective to not like...
I know
surprised, at the time when VHS is like not popular, like, oh, nobody has VHS players. But now nostalgia, vinyls, VHS, cassettes, the fact that they're not re-merchandising and
some
remaking
companies
those
are.
items.
Like the other day who put out Leprechaun?
I don't know what studio.
Whoever put out Leprechaun, they're re-releasing Leprechaun on VHS.
On VHS.
And it's a different cover and stuff. So I'm like, well, need that. And they also did like another version of Cabin Fever. And I'm like, well, need that.
Need that, yeah.
But some people,
they got a good marketing guy.
Because they also did that for Alien Romulus.
Yes, yeah.
And then the Terrifier movies came out on VHS too. So I think it's a very select title.
Mm-hmm. I think most of the people that are getting them probably don't even have VHS. I know you have VHS players, but I feel like most people don't have VHS players.
They probably get it to put it on their shelf.
I'm really interested because I know the Stab one's still sealed. Like,
I know.
Is it a blank VHS in there? Is it like just some random one that they found?
Did they do like...
Or is it like actual Scream,
like a compilation of like the Stab? Because like
the
different
scenes.
Scream movies have different Stab movie scenes, so maybe they just like did a compilation of like all of those. I'm not sure, or it could just be a blank tape.
Yeah, we'll never know until you open it.
I won't know, but I don't want to open it because it looks cool sealed.
You just buy the thing. You put the plastic on it and you do it with the hairdryer.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You could redo it.
Okay, we'll see.
Maybe if she does it, you'll know.
Yeah, if I do it, you'll know.
We have so much to talk about. I don't know where you wanted to go next.
Do we want to do Scream rankings?
Okay. All right.
You got yours?
Yeah.
Do you want to go
me
first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So the original obviously is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 2, which I know is not a common, usually 2 is not the next favorite. So I have 2, 4, 5, 3, and 6.
Okay.
1, 2, 4, 5, 3, 6.
Okay.
We're pretty close.
I know, that's not too far off from mine. Obviously, original Scream, can't beat it. It just hits so hard. I have Scream 5 next.
That was shocking to me. I was
that
like,
might
really
be
5?
controversial for some people because I know some people like it. I think it hits home a little bit closer to me because of my job. So like angry fans is a thing that sometimes comes up in my job. So I think the combination of that and Jack Quaid kind of boosts it up a little bit higher on mine. Then I have Scream 2, which really good. Like, and also as I'm ranking these, keep in mind that like the bar for bad is way below any of them. All of them hit for me. So
yeah, I was
just just because I say whatever is the last one doesn't mean it's not good in my heart. It's just the least good Scream movie to me.
She's like, did you do your rankings? And I'm like, yeah, I did mine. And she's like, well, they're like, basically they're all my favorite.
They're all my favorites. So I'm basically ranking my favorites.
Right,
okay.
You're forced to put one last.
Just wanted to put that out there halfway through. Okay. So like I said, original Scream, Scream 5, Scream 2, Scream 4, love 4. I know some people really hate it.
I really love 4.
I love 4.
But I feel like 4 is a generational thing for me because I feel like there's so many things that they did in it that were like my age range at the time. You know, like I just felt, and it was funny.
Yeah.
And then it was funny.
The fact that they're like, every time I watch it, her on her sidekick in the beginning, I just
my God.
like, the chokehold my sidekick had on me, like, is intense. Yeah. And I really want one again.
They're coming back.
I loved it.
The flip
I saw
phones,
that.
the sidekick, the what was the one that was like, it didn't flip, but it was the blueberry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost said something. No, blackberry.
The blueberry.
I was like, that's
the
not
blueberry.
right. Blueberry. Blackberry. That was close.
Yeah. So Scream 4, Scream 3, and then Scream 6.
Okay. Where do you think? I mean, this is kind of where 7's gonna rate. I don't know. I feel like
it's hard. I can't.
We don't know yet.
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
Who knows?
So we're only off 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We swapped 2, and other than that, we're pretty close. Scream 3 ranks a little bit lower for me because the reveal that he's like her long lost brother that she doesn't know, and that he kind of coached Stu and Billy. Kind of like, I'm like, but the first one is so good. Why are you like messing with the backstory?
With the timeline and the backstory, yeah.
But also, I just really love the like making up, like the fact that it's like on a movie set and kind of shows that little bit of like Hollywood is like so cool. It has Jay and Silent Bob in it.
It has,
which is great. It has
so
Carrie
many people
Fisher in it, and that like that's one of the greatest cameos, and her performance in it, apparently like almost everything she said was improvised, which is just amazing.
Kind of tracks. I feel like I feel like that totally tracks for Carrie Fisher.
Like it just makes it that much better. And then apparently like her and Parker Posey like got really close on the set to where they were like they would hang out.
They're like besties.
Like they're like just became super close, which totally like it makes total sense to me that both of those people would like be friends.
Right.
And then also apparently Carrie Fisher requested boxes of Fruit Loops in her trailer.
At a girl.
Which I'm like, all of this tracks, and I just makes me love her even more.
Fruit Loops, I wouldn't peg her for a Fruit Loops kind of gal. I don't know.
Apparently like Parker Posey was like questioning it, and she's like, yeah, you know, anything you want, you just put it. So I just put it. Because they just ask you what you want.
Oh, yeah. And you're like, I just really like this one thing, so can I just have that?
I just want a bunch of that.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I like snacks too. What would be your request if they're like, you could have anything in your trailer? Popcorn. Any particular kind of popcorn?
The one your mom makes. So your mom better be ready to make me some more popcorn.
She made it a couple weeks ago, and you're eating it, and you're like, what is this seasoning?
Well, I was like, what's the green stuff on it? I thought because I'm at your house, so I thought like you're trying to make me eat vegetables or something. Because
we're trying to make you healthy.
She'll always trick me. She'll be like, here's a Reese's Pieces, and then I'll eat it, and I'm like, why does it taste literally like dust? And you're like, oh, it's the healthy version.
It's
and
plant-based.
I'm like,
it's dairy-free. Well, I don't know what the green thing that you saw on it, because I asked my mom, I said, well, what did you put on the popcorn? And she said, salt and pepper. And I was like, oh, so you just got like but she does do the cracked pepper, like with the
she gets fancy with it. She doesn't do the table.
Yeah, I think it's the peppercorns. I think if sometimes they have like little color in them, so it's fancy peppercorns.
I'm not questioning it anymore.
But it's very good popcorn. I'm going to be eating that once we're done here.
I can't stop, so if you hear me crunching, I'm sorry. Recently, I read a book, or I listened to the audiobook called Your Favorite. Yeah, so I read, quotation marks, Your Favorite Scary Movie, How the Scream Films Rewrote the Rules of Horror by Ashley Collins. And it's really good. Like, I already love Scream, and it was one of those things that, like, it goes through the whole making of all of the Scream movies. So it goes into like behind the scenes stuff. It gives like little fun facts. Lots of interviews, people who worked on the original ones, all the way through. And it just gives like that little bit extra that like made me like fall in love with the franchise even more than I do now.
And for someone that is...
And for someone who is
knows
already...
pretty much everything about it, it's probably rare that you get something that's giving you like... still hooking you and giving you new information.
Yeah, like as a fan, like you always hear like different stories, but this had like just so much stuff. Like they talked to like so many different people. So yeah, I wrote down some of my favorite fun facts if we wanted to go through those.
Yeah, I want fun facts. The people want the facts.
The people want the facts.
And the fun ones are better.
So let's go back to the original Scream. So during this time, the 80s and 90s were like oversaturated with horror movies, like sequels and prequels, and it was just the same one. So like you think of like a franchise like Halloween, where it's just like Halloween 7, Halloween, like it just keeps going. So studios weren't really putting a bunch of money into the genre anymore, because it was just the same thing over and over again. It kind of got to like this point where it was just like horror slop. Like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? So Scream like really cut through, because Kevin Williamson is so brilliant. He wrote the movie to be about teens for teens. So one thing that I really love about Scream is that it's very meta. It's a bunch of like movie nerds for a bunch of like as you're watching it, like, you know, they're referencing real movies.
It's like they're in on, not the joke, but they're in on it. They're part of it. They're living it.
So like, I mean, like how many movies does like just Drew Barrymore in her like beginning part like reference? So just the whole way through, they're talking the way that we all talk,
right? Which
makes it more real and relatable. I also really love about Scream is that the stakes are real. You get to know these characters and you get close to them. Like just the fact that like I had Drew Barrymore and she's like the biggest at the time. She was like the biggest star and she's on the tape. She's on the poster. So you're like, Drew Barrymore, she's obviously going to be the star of this movie. She's going to be it. Yeah. And then she gets killed off right in the beginning. Hell? And which also in itself is a reference to Psycho. So just the fact that like it has so many different layers of references of like just making it so meta, I think just like makes it like just next level. You can relate to it a little bit more. When characters die, you're like it actually hits you. Yeah. Like the fact that
you get attached to characters. And I feel like the Scream franchise is unique in the sense that some franchises, like you were saying before, when you get to 7 or 8 or whatever, you're like, okay, this died at 2. This died at 1.5. We didn't even need to get to 2. And yeah, they're just killing people. But when you watch these movies, I would say I think the reason that I put 6 last was because I felt like it was a little bit more predictable. But I think what happens is, I think when you start watching these, it kind of trains you to be better at being the detective and better at your job. You're following the rules. You're understanding what's going on. And they have developed this story arc and storyline that keeps you thinking. Like, we're going to talk about our predictions for the newer movie at the end. And I kind of was like sitting there thinking, and I'm like, I don't know. Like at this point, is it going to be not what I think it's going to be? Because I'm so used to thinking it's going to go in this direction. And it's just, the movies are all so fun to me. They're very different. And I hadn't rewatched a lot of them for a long time, but going back through, starting at the beginning and going through them, I would highly recommend that. I would think for most franchises, but Scream in particular, start at the beginning and watch them back to back, like with not a lot of days in between. And it's just a really fun experience. Yeah. Like Cameron and I were laughing, we're joking. Some of the parts are so corny and so cheesy, but like, they're in on it. It's supposed to be that way. They're not, it's not taking itself too seriously. And to do that, to not take yourself so seriously, but still be attached to a character when someone dies and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They better not like really be dead.
Yeah.
You know?
And like the fact that like the movie takes the time to do that.
Yeah.
Because the fact that Casey, like, okay, she dies. And then it shows the school and Sydney makes the comment, I sat next to her. Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
And then it literally shows her sitting in class and she looks over at her seat and it just hits you. There's an empty seat in that class now because that person died.
Yeah.
So like I feel like
a serious moment in a movie that's, it's not, I wouldn't say it's campy, but in a moment that is playing on like the horror comedy, also including the horror comedy, but also to be able to pull on the heartstrings in that same film is hard to do.
It does it all.
Yeah.
Love it. Another thing, so Kevin Williamson is one person that they talk to in this book. And he was saying he's a really big fan of Agatha Christie novels. So that's kind of how he approached Scream, was like basically coming up with like the end and then like going backwards and like seeing how you can
how
like
you can get to that end point.
re-put it together to then get to that reveal at the end. Nev actually talked about this at the Q&A that we went to, on how the cast didn't know who was doing the voice of Ghostface.
Yeah.
They kept him separate. They never...
He was like in a tent, right?
Yeah,
or
like he would do his parts from a tent like nearby.
Yeah.
Actually, some of the films, I forgot which ones. I think it might have been 3 and 4. He might have been actually did one of them. I think they were saying he did it from Hollywood because he just had to call.
Yeah.
You know? But the idea was that like something, you know, to you is scarier if you don't know what it looks like. So your brain is hearing this thing that sounds scary,
and you're making up what that is, what that person looks like.
So that's basically what they used to kind of like give it that extra little bit of edge for the actors on set.
Yeah.
I think she said like she didn't meet him until
way later on.
Until way late.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think.
I mean, it sounds like when you think about Hollywood and you think about reality shows and TV and movies, everyone has that image of like, I mean, I don't know, I guess being kind of connected to the industry, you have the image of like, well, everything's fake. Everybody knows that's just an actor. It's just a this or a that. So to have that little tidbit to keep people like a little bit on the edge of their seat is super special. And to keep that going, maybe they didn't know at the beginning that we would be at 7.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you just think that there's 1 and we're just going to do it this time. But to keep it going for that long, it's a good bit. It's a really good bit.
I also feel like a lot of that is also to Wes Craven. Like, this is another thing. Like, please go listen to this book because it's amazing. But one thing that it definitely did, like, open my eyes. I mean, I knew Wes Craven was amazing, but it just, like, made you realize even more, like, how great he was to, like, work with. And like the actors were saying, like he was like amazing, but then also like apparently like for Drew to like make her cry, he would like whisper something awful in her ear. I'll let you guys like if you listen to the book so you like know what it is, but apparently like before she would have to do an intense scene, he would whisper something like awful in her ear, like a scenario, and she would just start bawling.
Do they say in the book what it is that he whisper? Oh, okay, all right.
No I don't want to give everything away because I want
to listen now. I'm intrigued.
It's a really good read, or listen,
or read. I'm sure you can read it
either one.
Yeah,
if you want to read it, you know, it's your life. Do what you want.
Do what you want. If you're busy, listen.
Yeah, but yeah. So love Wes after all of this.
Hearing all the extra tidbits. I think it's also really fun because when you think of like a horror slasher, you almost. Not that it's not as serious, but it's not like a drama or a crime thriller where everyone's like on set. And like, I feel like on that set, there was probably a lot of laughing, a lot of joking, a lot of fun, but to also take the time to put those things into play to give the actors an opportunity to really take the role seriously in a role that, you know, like I imagine Jamie Kennedy's role, I imagine he's joking and laughing all the time, but to line it up so that people feel like, this is a professional environment and we're going to treat it that way, even though there's a guy running around in a ghost face, you know, mask murdering people.
Pretending to murder people.
Yeah.
Have you watched through the credits for the first one?
Yeah.
It's at the end, it says like this movie like was made like no thanks whatever to the Santa Rosa High School.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember like always being like, what the heck does that mean? What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the Santa Rosa High School, they wanted to shoot there. So they submitted to be able to shoot, and they just kept like denying, and they're like, no, you can't shoot here. It was voted like 4-1 at the school board to ban them from shooting. Mm-hmm. And they kind of like made up this whole thing like, oh, you can't because we don't have it in the schedule or something. Like they just kind of gave them like the workaround, and they're like,
they're going to shoot
like,
on
what
the
the
weekends.
Heck? What do you
when
mean?
school is closed.
Like there's like, it was very obvious that like they didn't want them to shoot there. But it like came out like that the school didn't want them to shoot there because they thought movies like that created violence. Mm-hmm. And then like later they found out that apparently Ron Howard, one of his movies, got approved for an 8-day shoot. When the school was like, no, your shoot's too long, and then they tried to shorten the shoot, and they're like, no, you still can't shoot here.
Kind of movie. Yeah. But little do you know, everyone at that high school, all those kids, mm-hmm. whether the movie was shot there or not, are gonna go watch that movie. They're gonna know.
So yeah, like it's gonna get shot somewhere else,
right?
Like,
but if you're worried about it, like creating violence, the kids are still gonna watch the movie whether it's shot there or not.
Yeah.
And it's not like, yeah, that's such a weird. Like, come up with a better story. Come up with a better lie.
Come up with a better lie.
Shall we go over the rules?
Yeah.
What are
the rules?
There's a lot of them. Maybe we won't go through. We'll go through we can go through them quickly. So these are the rules according to Randy Meeks. Rule number 1: don't have sex.
Big no. Big no.
Don't drink or do drugs. I mean, she's like, fine, I'm not going to do that one. Never say, I'll be right back. Don't split up. Don't split up, obviously. I mean, no, I feel like don't split up sometimes is good. Don't trust anyone. Fox Mulder also says this, trust no one. Randy Meeks says it. It's, in fact, true. I mean,
you never know who's going to...
In this scenario, never know. Also in life...
Yeah.
Be mindful of who you trust. I feel like the number 5 really is like a life lesson.
It's a life lesson.
It goes much farther than Scream. You really can take that one with you. The other ones, I mean, I don't know. People are going to have sex. They're going to do drugs. They're going to drink alcohol.
It's the sin. It's the sin factor.
Don't sin. Always investigate the noise. Do you always investigate the noise?
I'm trying to think back.
No. Final girl survives. The killer always comes back. Check your back. Remember horror movie tropes.
Not in my movie.
Yeah, I just feel like I love Randy's character. So much. So much.
And obviously, it's sad. He dies in 2.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. But I feel like we were talking about how mm-hmm. like how they bring him back for 3.
It's so good.
So good.
Like you hear his voice and you're like, wait, what? And then he's on the TV
he's on the
screen.
Video screen, and he's like, if you're watching this, that means I didn't make it.
Yeah.
And he's still there to kind of...
Sorry. Phone down. It's okay. You don't need that. That was Randy coming back from the grave.
Randy back from the grave. He's still there to lay down the rules and give you a heads up.
He foresaw this continuing. He was like, oh no, we're going to get another movie. This is going to happen again. I need to help them because they're all dummies and they can't figure it out themselves. We did some other fun things. I don't know if you have anything before our little adventure. To talk about our little adventure that we went on.
Well, what's in all the movies? The Ghostface mask.
Oh, Ghostface. I know. There's so much interesting information about Ghostface himself and the mask, because you think of this franchise. This is like 30 years.
Yeah.
This is a long ass time. And I don't think that most people know that this wasn't created for Scream.
For the movie. So basically, the story is that the Ghostface mask was found at the shooting house that they shot for Dewey's house.
Yeah.
So they found the mask and they're like, hey, we should use this for the production. But production was like, no, we should make our own mask. We should make something brand new,
which is typically the route to go.
Yeah,
studios want to own.
They want to own it. They make something unique. They make something that's like just for their film. But they weren't really coming up with anything that was hitting that mark. This was the thing that they kept going to. So they said, you know what, let's just go this way, which is by Fun World. And it's the Fantastic Faces line called The Wailer. Apparently the original costume came with a white shroud costume. Like the robe.
Okay. But was still the black hood?
They switched it out.
Oh, so it was white.
So it was white. They switched it out to black to replicate like a Reaper of Death. Which I feel like it hits a little, it's a little cooler looking.
Oh, if it would just look like a ghost.
You'd be able to see him anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a ghost.
It's a literal ghost.
The face is not the only thing that's ghostly.
Right. Oh, that would make more sense why they would say ghost face.
Ghost face.
But they named it Ghost Face.
I think they did, yeah. Because
it was called
the Wailer.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's an interesting fact. I didn't know that until, actually, well, obviously way later, because when the first one came out, I wasn't like hip to marketing and trademarks and who owns what. I was just like, oh, that guy looks cool. Like, I like that thing. But yeah, to find that out later was kind of like, wow, that's an interesting, in my mind, I would have thought, okay, well, they just didn't have the budget for it, or they didn't have the time, and they were just like, we're going to take that thing and do it.
Here's the thing.
But to honestly be at the point where you're like, they definitely had the budget for it.
Yeah.
They definitely had the time. I mean, it's Wes Craven. I don't think he's just going to be like, yeah, just whatever. Just go to Spirit Halloween and just go grab something off the shelf. But I feel like it was the right move.
Yeah, I feel like, because, I mean, they say in the movie, you can find this at any five and dime shop around. So I feel like it just makes it more real.
Yeah. Well, even in 2, when they're like going to the movie theater and they're handing
it out.
And they're like, oh, you get, and they're like, yeah, the studio just gave us a bunch. And
which honestly is so real.
Which is so real. We have, out of all of the events that we've gone to, we have, which I love it. Thank you so much. I can have them now. Now our props have props. But we got really cool, and I'm not sure what theater you can get these at. I don't know if they say.
Oh, this one's Cinemark.
Cinemark. You can get the cup. And it's cool because it's got
such a great.
It's like rubberized.
So you would think it was plastic, but it's like a rubber texture for its hood.
It sticks to the table, so it's not slippery. And it's just like a little pop cap. The popcorn bucket. I don't know who has that. AJ knows. You know which.
That one's the one that you. Wait,
this
is that
is
the one with the
older
blood
one.
on it? That's the older one. So they came out with a newer. Actually, no, I don't even think that one is being sold. But they have the one that has the shoulders and it has the blood coming from the forehead.
Dripping, yeah.
That's also Cinemark. I ran and got that one. But the ones I really, really want is the AMC one, which is him coming through the door. Mm-hmm. And then Regal has the one where he's like in a glass case.
It's like so cool.
Glass.
Yeah.
And then it's like a tiny ghost face standing in the middle. So like when you fill it up with popcorn, it's like he's gone, and then as you eat it, he gets revealed. They get revealed, because you never know who's under the mask.
That's also true. They did, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6, but they did.
I think this was 5.
The cup that had the little ghost face on top of it, which was really cute. He was like a little action figure you could pop out. I don't know where mine somewhere. So I love that they are really going hard with the merchandising.
Yeah. They know we want it.
Yeah. Clearly, I'm all merched out. We'll link all of the things and where you can get them, because it's more fun to show up to the movie themed out.
Yeah. Like, I know they say don't wear the band's shirt to the band's out concert. That doesn't apply for movies or screens.
Who says don't wear the band shirt to the band concert?
People who are, like, really hip and cool. You don't do that.
I feel like it's a more... If you're in the band, maybe don't wear your own shirt, which I also don't agree with. If you're in a band,
that's self-promotion. You have to,
and you're cool. You're like, I'm fucking cool. I'm wearing my own shirt.
And then people go, "Hey, what's that band?" You go, "Guess what? I'm in that band.
This is my band. Yeah. I am the band." I don't agree with that. Wear the merchandise
to the band, to the concert.
Yeah.
You look like a dweeb.
If you're like going to, really?
No. Then you buy a shirt there. Don't put it on.
Nope.
If you're walking around wearing a shirt that they're selling there, then you look like a poser. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. Then you look like a poser. You showed up and then you popped your shirt off and put the shirt that you just bought.
I don't follow. Cameron, would you?
You buy the shirt, and then you wear it elsewhere so you can promote.
Right, but if you're gonna see Iron Maiden and you love Iron Maiden and you have like an OG like
I'm fucking wearing
80,
Iron Maiden.
Okay, maybe if it's like
Iron
a
Maiden
cool
shirt.
like vintage shirt, but I'm talking about like when I go see the Front Bottoms.
Oh, well,
Who the fuck are the front bottoms?
My favorite band.
exactly. No shade, Front Bottoms. I don't know who you are.
Jeez.
But you should wear the shirt to the Front Bottoms because then when they see you, they're like, "Oh, look at that girl. She's a fan of ours." And you're like,
No, they go,
yeah,
"Oh, look at that girl. She's psycho. She's too obsessed."
I mean, I feel like there's more backstory to why you say this. Is there like some psycho band fan stories that you know that as to why?
No, I just know cool.
Oh, okay. Apparently, I'm uncool. I'm fucking cool.
I know what's cool.
On the cool note, we went somewhere really cool.
We went somewhere really cool.
Somewhere that I thought I would honestly never thought I would go.
Which is,
I know you would probably go there.
I was in this.
Really?
Well, sorry. Let me set the stage.
We're yelling at each other.
I lived in San Francisco for 10 plus years of my life.
This
so
makes
I
sense.
was literally
Way closer.
2 hours away. Maybe less than 2 hours away.
2 hours away from where?
San Francisco.
No.
Oh,
2
no,
hours-
we're not
two-
there yet.
Okay, sorry.
Shh.
I'm ruining the story.
So obviously being in San Francisco, I'm very close to I was very close to like shooting locations and stuff, but for some reason it never like ticked in my mind, hey, you can go to these places.
Yeah, because you're close and you're always like, I'll do it another time.
You
I don't
just
need to
never
do it
think
now.
about it.
Yeah.
You're like, whatever. But being there, we were right next to Stu Macher's house at the end of Scream.
And so we went.
So we went and we got to go.
As we were getting ready for the trip, we all checked the weather and we're like, it's gonna be raining. And it was like raining. It wasn't like a sprinkle rain. It was raining. So I was kind of like, oh man, it's gonna kind of put like a hindrance on us being able to be there and like film. And so it's raining, the clouds kind of break, the sun's shining through. It's in Tomales, California. So it's up north past Petaluma. It's in gorgeous farmland. We were in San Jose for something else before, and then we took basically like a 2-hour drive up to Stu Macher's house. And so it was raining on the way there. As we're going through this gorgeous farmland, it stops raining, the sun kind of comes out, there's beautiful clouds in the sky, and we get there, and there's just a gate, and it has like a little sign. We go up the driveway, and it's just like there.
It just reveals like
it's so beautiful.
You're driving up and like because it's like it's so cinematic. It's up on a hill, so like as you're driving up, it basically like reveals itself, and you're just like I just remembered being like
we were
videoing it, and I was
hill.
like, holy crap, that's it. It's
Yeah.
literally right there. Like you don't think of it as like an actual place, but it literally is.
Especially when you see something in a film, because nothing's real it is, you know what I mean, but everything is different on film. The way they get the shots, sometimes you think, oh, it is this beautiful home on top of a hill, and it's literally a home crammed between 2 high-rise buildings. So you're never really sure what's real and what's not real, and this was so glorious. It's on a big chunk of property. They're at the top of a hill, and I feel like it was a little surreal because when we pulled up, we parked in the back. So we parked by the garage doors, and then we walk around to go to the front. And it's just, I'm a fan of Scream. I know you're like a mega fan of Scream. And it was just one of those moments where you're like, this is like my childhood. Like I watched this movie. There's so many references. There's so many jokes amongst your friends. And it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
We had a great time. We shot a ton of content, which you'll see some of it in this video. You'll see some other fun things that we did afterwards. But I wanted to ask you, what was it like for you, like walking up to that front door and going inside and all of that?
It was like surreal because, like we said before, like it's in the movie. So in your head, it's like, oh, it's just in the movie. And then you see it in person and it's like, this is a real place. Like being in the, at the bottom of the stairs and like looking up and like you're playing the scenes in your head as you're seeing the rooms. And then you walk into the kitchen and you're just like
this is the
It's
kitchen.
so crazy. This is literally it.
And it's the same. They didn't like...
There's small changes, like they painted some stuff.
Right.
So like the kitchen, I think, is like white now.
But
so
it's not
the colors are
remodeled.
different. It's not remodeled. It's
Right.
not updated. It's still like that beautiful, like kind of Victorian style.
Right, crazy woodwork. And so when we got there, I was under the impression that house was way, when you see it, you're like, this house is way older. And because it looked bad, it's beautiful. The woodworking, everything's beautiful, but I just imagined that has been there way longer, and it hasn't. It was actually built in 1990, right? And when you look at it, you're like, oh, this has probably been here for like 70 years or something like that. And it absolutely has not. Which was kind of interesting to me. And I don't know how they found do you remember how they found the location?
They just scouted around the areas.
Interesting, because it's and it's really far out there. So when you're watching the movie, you know that the house is like farther away, but in your mind you're like, it's still like a neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Like there's still other houses. There's not. I mean, there's a couple.
It's remote.
It's pretty remote.
But it's like on farmland, which I feel like then you apply that to like, it makes sense for the movie because they're so far removed.
Right.
Same as like Casey Becker's house, like the fact that she's so removed, they even like, comment like, if you call the cop, they're not going to get here in
fast
time.
enough, yeah.
So seeing that all that was also real. And I just remember we were driving up and I'm like, we weren't even to the house yet, but we were just driving because you're driving and it's like
windy
through
road.
Yeah, it's like a single, because it was a single windy road, and like you look to your side and there's cows, and you look to the other side and there's more cows, and you're just like, this is so crazy. So I'm like, Stu drove all this way to school? That's so crazy. And I just started like thinking as if like the movies were like real,
It's
where
real
I'm
life,
like, it's
yeah.
crazy that Stu would drive
That's ridiculous.
all this
That's
way
like
to school.
an hour
And then
and a
Matt was
half.
like, so we were just going, it was such a crazy moment because we're just both going back and forth and about like how he could have got to school, and like, but then like you think about Sydney's house, and she's like a little bit more she must be more closer to school because she like the bus drops her off at her doorstep and things like that. So it was like we were like going through and it's all of these like logistics of the movie, and it's just
you
so
love
fun.
it so much and you know so much about the characters, you're able to create these like what their life is outside of the life part that you saw. Like you're trying to fill in the gaps for that. It was a really, really fun experience. We got to go. So basically,
this is a private residence,
it's a private
by the way.
But we will link the website. They are available for tours. You can go to the website, you can book a tour. They also own the people that run this own a creamery and like a cheese shop. All amazing places, all within the house. So there's like a bunch of stuff that you can do. So we walked in. The stairs are iconic. Immediately, all of us are like on the stairs.
I'm like, I need to roll down the stairs.
Yeah. The kitchen. So I would say it was the stairs, the kitchen, the garage.
The garage for sure.
And then
it doesn't have the doggy door, but
it doesn't have the doggy door. I feel like.
But as you walk in, you're like, oh, I can see it, and like.
But it looks the same. Like you walk down the little steps with like the wood handrail.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. I love that they just left most of the stuff.
Yeah.
And
you
didn't
really
like
feel it.
remodel. But it was really cool like walking upstairs to like Sydney's to the room where they have
she breaks the rules. Yeah.
She breaks number one. And I walked into the bathroom, and it was like this beautiful, and the bathroom I don't think had anything to do with the movie, but there was this beautiful like clawfoot bathtub, and I'm like, this is amazing. And you look out the window, and it's just like gorgeous farmland. I'm like, I could live here.
I could live here.
It was a really cool experience.
And it was also, one thing that was really cool is seeing the layout of the upstairs.
It was super
because
interesting.
As you're like, when you're watching the movie and, Ghostface is running after Sid, and you're like, when you're seeing it in the movie, you're like, what the heck is this house? Because she like runs through one door into another room and then into like the hallway, into another, like it's like the way that she runs in, like as you're watching the movie, you're like, what is this house? But when you're actually in the space, you're like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense.
It's like you can do that.
It's a very cool house.
Yeah, it's super interesting because we were standing up on the top floor at the top of the stairs, and there's like a part that like goes up, there's extra stairs, it goes down, there's like a cool little landing area. But when you're watching it in the movie, you don't see that. It's not pulled back to see what's going on. So as you're seeing her run through, you're like, I don't
you're like,
understand.
wait, what? Where's she going? This is
how
crazy.
does this work? And then once you're there, you're like, okay, I get it. And there was, we did the super touristy thing, went all the iconic spots. We sat where Stu sits, where he is Woozy. So I don't know. I had a great time, and I'm not like a Scream encyclopedia like AJ. So I can only imagine what it was like for you.
Yeah,
it
was crazy.
Yeah. And then
like,
we
nuts.
had our Ghostface costumes, and we ran around like little maniacs, and it was all of our dreams coming true.
I was in the closet that's right on so it's the kitchen, and then it's what would you call that? Right, the one where you walk into the entry level, the entryway.
Oh, the foyer?
Foyer, maybe, and then
like
the stairs.
Where the table in that front room, like the foyer, yeah.
So the stairs have like a little closet right there, like and that's the one where
Sydney's
Billy's looking Billy's looking around for her, and she comes out with the umbrella. So obviously that closet's right there. So it's like when I had the Ghostface costume on, you're like, well, they had an umbrella right there, and you're like, you just come out, and you're just like, damn, this feels so cool.
Was it the door upstairs? It was the bedroom door that had the...
it would have been Stu's bedroom.
Did you get a video of that?
I don't remember. I think
we'll find it. So one of us got a video of it, and there's actual there's still stab marks, knife marks
in the wooden door.
In the door, which is cool that they kept that. At that point, you're like, am I really gonna? This is a heavy, nice wood door. We're just gonna leave it.
It's fine.
Yeah. War wins.
But yeah, the house is amazing. It's not a place where you can just like show up unannounced.
Don't do
someone lives there.
Yes, that's very
and it's
rude.
on. It's not like you can sometimes kind of do that with other ones, like the Poltergeist house or the Nightmare on Elm Street house and stuff. Like it's in a neighborhood, so like you can like walk past her on the street. But this is like very remote. They're on private property, so like it's not really a place that you can just like show up unannounced, but they make it available. You can do a private tour. You can do group tours. You can have your wedding there.
Yep.
You can also host like a private event. So
it's basically like an event an event space location, and it happens to be
Stu Macher's
house. Shall we go to our... Do you have anything else before predictions?
Oh, a couple more fun facts before we get to predictions. Scream 2. So...
Oh, this was a cool thing. I read this in your notes.
So the first Scream, obviously, like one thing about the Scream movies is who's Ghostface? Anyone can be under that mask. Who is it? Trying to figure out who it is. So after the first one, that was what everyone wanted to know. Who's going to be who's Ghostface? Yeah. So they got tricky with it. So they had in the script, they would have pages that had like hidden codes either on a certain page within the binding, just hidden in a place. So if a script would have like leaked, you would know exactly whose script it was. So you can point your finger at who did it. Another thing that
were they the first production to kind of do that?
I feel like it is, and they would have like, not like they wouldn't give like the full script to certain people.
Gotcha.
To keep it like secret, and they did that throughout because I know they said for 4, like they were like, well, we don't know who it is either.
Yeah,
I only got the first.
Yeah, so
until the final scene.
Until you're in that scene and you find out, which is interesting because working in the industry now, when you work on a production, it's not named the name of the show. Everything has a code name. Everything has. So I'm wondering if that was kind of the beginning of that secret culture because everyone wants to be the guy that like knows the inside scoop, but that ruins it for everyone. You know,
and especially like something like this, like going out on the internet and being like,
so-and-so
this person is Ghostface.
Yeah. You suck.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's not cool. They also leaked a fake script on a horror blog that said that Dewey was the killer. So if other leaks happened, people would be like, that's not real.
We got the first leak.
Who cares?
Yeah. The first one is the one that people are going to believe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty innovative to be like, we are creating
just
our
to
own.
like, yeah, go just like what they did to like do that level of like trying to keep
distraction.
Yeah,
can
it's so
appreciate
crazy. I love it.
It's a little manipulative. I kind of like it.
You know, in Scream 2 for the play that Sydney's in. So apparently the score of the play in Scream 2 is scored by Danny Elfman.
I did not know that.
Which is crazy.
I did not know that.
Apparently, his request was $1 million and 2 tickets to the premiere for him and his daughter.
That's fair.
And they're like, yeah. And that's like his piece of music in there is so crazy.
There's a scene where all of the like the fake blocks are falling down, and it's like so dramatic, and like, oh my God, they're falling on me and they're so heavy. And Cameron and I look at each other and we're like, we know there's our foam, right? We're all in the know that those aren't actually real stone blocks, but they really sold it.
Yeah,
they really
that's
sold me
how
on
good
it.
the acting is.
Yes.
Predictions.
I feel like this is your area of expertise for predictions, because mine are pretty general. Like, I feel like there's things, again, that I feel like have to happen. And there's things that we kind of think are going to happen because we're so used to them happening. I feel like if there's not 2 killers, I'm going to be upset. Like, I'm so used to that being a thing that if you try to take that away from me, like, usually I can always figure out one, but I have trouble with figuring out the other one before it happens. Or it's like right before I'm like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I like a good challenge. I don't want that to be taken away from me.
Yeah.
I actually didn't watch any of the trailers. And then when we went to the screening on Paramount, they showed a trailer. And at first I was kind of like, but then I'm going to hear it. And then I just ended up watching it. But I typically try to like go in as blind as I can.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to set myself up for disappointment, or I just don't want to put any like story arc in my mind to distract me from being able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, I don't want to confuse myself.
And also I feel, so I was the same way.
You hadn't watched it yet
I
either,
hadn't
right?
watched the trailers.
And Matt hadn't watched it yet either.
Matt hadn't watched either.
Did you guys watch it?
I watched it. Matt didn't. Matt like was literally in it, like on his ears
Okay.
and doing this.
Okay.
So I think Matt is good. He didn't see anything, but I was like, I'm like, I'm in a room. Like, what am I going to do? Like, whatever.
Unless I'm like, la, 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 la.
Yeah.
I'm going to hear what they're saying. And it was long, too.
It was, yeah, because they didn't just show, they showed the trailer, the first trailer.
Yeah.
Or the most recent trailer to that moment. Then they showed a trailer that they were going to have in the big game. And then they showed a couple clips. So I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's fine. Whatever. We'll deal with it. Like, usually trailers, as you get closer to the movie release, they put things in there that you don't want to see.
Right.
Like, they do that all the time. I don't know
really,
why.
honestly,
Sometimes it's a red herring. Most of the time, you're just like, great, now I know what's going to happen.
I don't think there was really anything in this that made me feel like, oh, I shouldn't have watched. At least for me.
Yeah.
That I shouldn't have watched it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll
Okay.
see.
All right.
So, okay.
Well, predictions then.
So, they announced that Matthew Lillard is going to be in the movie. Also, by the way, we are shooting this.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Hold on.
You already messed up.
We are shooting this Saturday, February 21st.
I'm going to hide all my notifications.
Look at my background.
This is real happening right now. Oh, my phone's off. Hold on. There we go. But I'm hiding all my notifications.
It's 10 p.m. and it is Saturday, February 21st.
Yeah. So these are things we're saying
So
before
this
it
is
actually
things that
happens.
we're saying before
I'm
it
saying nothing
happens.
notable because I just have nothing notable to say.
Okay.
I'm just your hype man.
So they announced that Matthew Lillard is going to be in the movie. I was like, okay, maybe he's not the killer, but maybe it's like a Silence of the Lambs situation where he actually did survive because, rewind, Scream 2, he was actually on set. And if you look deep background, I don't even actually know if it actually made it, but deep background for the college party scene at the sorority, he was actually in the background. So I'm like,
your theory is
so there's
he's
that
not dad.
that combined with the line from Scream 6 where they're like, I forgot the exact line, but they mention that, oh, he's dead, and then what's her name? I can't. Sorry, I'm too in the game. She goes, the line she says like, oh yeah, if you believe that story. So I feel like they're already that he died.
Okay, so they're already putting.
So they're already putting it in that. Yeah, if you believe that. So that makes me think: is there rumors in Woodsboro that he didn't actually die?
He's been hiding.
So maybe, like, I don't know if it's a situation where obviously his family is pretty rich or pretty wealthy in a way where they can live in this beautiful home and this remote giant piece of land. Mm-hmm. So maybe were they somehow able to get him out and under a different name or something, put him into
somewhere else,
an asylum or something like that, because in one of the trailers they show like someone's drawings and stuff, and then obviously at the end it's his voice. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, is it that? But then I'm like, and Matt and I were talking and we're like, maybe that's too on the nose. That might be a red herring. The fact that they're like, Matthew Lillard, maybe it's more like flashback scenes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like that.
I feel like to have him in it, the first thing people are going to think is either he's going to be Ghostface, or it's like this, not like apprentice, but like he's basically training the next group of whoever these killers are going to be. So, but I think that's so on the nose that it can't be it. Yeah. Or it's so on the nose that you're going to think it's so on the nose it can't be it. So then it is it. Right.
So then I was like, okay, let's remix. Let's remix a little bit. Maybe it's not him. Okay. Maybe it's Jill from Scream 4.
Okay.
Because apparently, I haven't really noticed it, but apparently at the end, when after she is shot, her eye twitches. So then, and she's in the hospital. So like, there's a very good chance they could have like quickly grabbed her. Yeah. I mean, we saw Chad get stabbed like 100 times in 6, and he's still in it.
Also,
so
not really. I know how blood works. I know how wounds work.
Although I will say, at least for the first movie, they checked with doctor people and were like, okay, if we stab in this part, will they survive? Right. So they did some homework. I don't know if they did it for any of the other ones.
The doctor people came in, and the doctor people were like,
yeah, you can stab in this part area, and it's fine.
But just, you have to be very, also I feel like you have to be a little lucky, because in that thing, you're going crazy to be like, oh, hold on, 3 inches to the right. I don't believe it. But okay, anyway, continue.
Anyways. So we've seen that Chad survives. So maybe, I mean, Jill, when that happens, she's in the hospital. So there's a very good chance they could have like saved her. Right. I don't know how she would have flown so far under the radar, because it was highly reported on. So like, if she would have survived, how do you get?
How did nobody see you?
I don't know that situation. I don't know if maybe it's the same as like my first theory, but now I'm like, what if it's Jill? Like, not saying she's like Ghostface, but again, maybe it's like a Silence of the Lambs situation where they're like, we need help figuring out who's doing this, and they go to her, and they're like, and she's like, you need my help or something, or
it's like a little bit of a
maybe
revenge.
She's coaching. But it would be cool. Emma Roberts back again, back at it.
I feel like it's not going to be someone we don't already know.
I don't know.
I think it's going to be like a newly introduced character.
No.
I feel like it's going to be a combination of both. I feel like it's going to be a character that already has history that we know, with someone that is either a new character or someone that has been lightly touched upon that is not like a predominant character. But I feel like there's definitely a connection, a very strong connection to someone we know. Which is the most vague prediction ever. I feel like it's
going to be something like that, because the whole fact that they're going back home. They're going back. And that's like the whole thing. So then I was also thinking, let me think. Everyone just like, well, we're turning this off.
Yeah, they're like, and 3 hours later, she said.
I know. I don't know. Because then there's also like all of this with how like certain ones correspond similar. So like the first one was the boyfriend, 5, the boyfriend, 2, family ties.
Oh, so
6,
like, is there
family
a pattern?
ties.
It's a boyfriend and a family tie. I said it. That's my prediction. It's a boyfriend and a family tie.
And then I'm also trying to think of like, so every Scream movie has like that meta, like, you know, what's in like, you know, what's in the
current
that they
time.
Current time that
they're
can
gonna
kind of
adapt.
reference.
Which
Matt
there's so much now.
There's so much now.
Yeah.
But Matt and I were saying, because Scream 2, they start with a screening.
Mm-hmm.
What if this one they start, or somewhere in it, they have an influencer screening for the newest Stab movie?
That would be so good.
That would be really fun.
That would be so good. I wish that was the case, and I wish we were invited to that.
Oh, man, that'd be so cool to be.
Notes for the next one.
Yeah.
If it's not in this one, just do that the next time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like...
I also don't want to think too much about it because I don't want to like mess it up in my head. But after seeing those, and then my friend Steve like DM'd me and he was like, we just started talking predictions and I'm like, these are mine. And he's like, these are mine.
I thought you were going to be like, and he was like, ew, no.
No. No. We were both like going back and forth about like different stuff. Oh, what about this? What about this?
Yeah.
What about this character? What about this actor that's in it and stuff? And I don't want to say, I don't know. We'll see.
We could do recap after, because I feel like we're going to have to, even if it's just part of another episode. But to me, I'm not a predictions. We had talked about this. We're like, oh, it'd be really fun to like talk about Scream. And then we knew what we were going to do for our little trip, and we'll do like a little recap, blah, blah, blah. And AJ's like, yeah, we can do our predictions. And at first I was like, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. And I was totally like hyping her up. This is a good one. And then when we started to do it, I'm like, but this is kind of not my jam. Like, I kind of don't want to predict shit. I kind of want to go in. I want to be open-minded, and I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of hard not to with so much history of the franchise.
Yeah.
And hearing when iconic characters are making a comeback, or they're going to, you know, that you're like, oh, I thought they were dead, but were they dead, or they're going to come back?
I don't know. Who knows how they're going to use Matt in this?
Yeah. And it's fun. I feel like it keeps you on your toes a little bit. But again, I feel like people are just so attached to these characters that I don't think that you're going to bring Stu back and he's not going to be like, I can't imagine being like, we're bringing him back and then it's just a flashback.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
know.
I feel like people would be mad.
And then I feel like they already got super creative with how they brought Skeet back and how they brought Billy back.
Right.
So I feel like they can't do the same thing because that would just be lame if they did the same exact kind of.
And I don't think, and they don't have a history of doing the same thing. And even if it's within the same lane, there's movies in between. So it's not like back-to-back movies where they're doing the same thing. So we'll find out.
Yeah.
This episode's going to come out, and then the movie will come out shortly after. So we will have to reconvene, and
We'll see.
So with that, that'll do it for this episode of Let's Get Spooky. Spay and neuter your pets, adopt, don't shop, and most importantly, don't forget to
Stay spooky.